Hello students. This word problem requires us to be a little bit mathematically creative and to draw an accurate picture. So let's try to understand what we're working with here. We have a pool that is 45 feet wide and 35 feet long. I'm going to make it blue since it's a pool. So we've got a pool which is 45 feet wide and 35 feet long. And we're going to surround this pool by a pathway. So I'm going to draw a border around this pool. And our pathway is going to be X feet wide. So this distance here, this distance here, this distance here, and this distance here are all going to be X. I didn't draw a very accurate picture there on the right-hand side, but I think you get the point. Our goal is to find an expression for the area of the pathway. So let me draw another smaller image here. If the outside border of our pathway is here, and our swimming pool is here, then the area of our pathway is going to be the area of the pool, which is this area, minus the area of our pool. I actually think I might have said that backwards. It's going to be the area of the outside of the pathway minus the area of the pool. So if we call this the pool's length and the width, or if we call this the pathway's length and width, and we call this the pool's length and width, then the area of our pathway is going to be the outside length width minus the inside length width. So now it's just a matter of figuring out what this and this are. We already know the blue L and W because we were given the dimensions of the pool itself in the problem, 45 and 35. So we need to find this L and this W. And for that, we're going to use these little variable x's that we were given. So let's start with length. If this is the entire length of the outside of the pathway, I'm going to color it really dark black here so you can see which side I'm talking about. This length is made up of this length plus this length plus this length. Well, the first little red dot, or the first little red line I drew was length x. The second red line is length 45, and the third red line is length x. So the total length from one side to the other is 45 plus x, which we could write as 45 plus 2x. Now for the w, which would be this side here that I'm coloring in a thick border right now. This w is going to be made up of this little length here plus this longer length plus another little length. So the two smaller lengths from the pathway are each x, and then the longer piece is 35. So this width is made up of 35 plus x plus x. Very easy to see, 35 plus 2x. All right, so let's go back to our main equation over here. We're looking for the outside length width minus the inside length width. So the outside length is 45 plus 2x. The inside length, or the outside width, sorry, is 35 plus 2x. And then minus the inside length times width, that would be 45 times 35. So this is our area formula. We can write this as a of x equals, but we want to simplify this a little bit, especially since looking ahead I can see that some things are going to cancel. So first I'm going to FOIL this first binomial times binomial. So I'll take 45 times 35, and normally we would actually multiply that out, but I'm not going to, and you'll see why in a second. Then we'll do outside, so plus 90x, inside plus 70x, and then finally last plus 4x squared, minus 45 times 35. Now this first 45 times 35 will cancel with the minus 45 35. So we'll combine these and we end up with 4x squared plus 160x. So this simplified down pretty nicely. That's our a of x. They ask us a follow-up question. What is the area of the pathway if the pathway is 3 feet wide? So what they're asking us to do here is put 3 in for x. So that'll be 4 times 3 squared plus 160 times 3. So we end up with 4 times 9 plus 160 times 3, which is 36 plus 480. Yeah, 480. So that'll be 516 feet squared. I do want to point out the importance of your units. On the exam, if you ever forget to include your units, you will miss a point. That is part of your answer and you have to include it for full credit. So for part B, our answer is 516 feet squared.